Video games and mental health are normally something tenuously linked in mainstream media to just try and add another layer to a sensationalized headline. But the truth is that's not how it is. And in the past, we've looked into video games that share stories that are about mental health. And although these may not be your story of your mental health, it is a story that may help yourself feel more accepted or may help someone understand you a bit better. Even games that have nothing to do with mental health subjects still resonate with people who may be suffering from something. You play an MMORPG like Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft or RuneScape, and you'll be able to find countless stories of people that have met great friends just from playing that game. People that have been able to meet friends that they meet up with in real life and have great times with. Sometimes these will be people that may struggle to socialize due to self-esteem issues or anxiety issues or something else, that they just can't find a way to talk to people in real life. But through an avatar, they're able to talk to people, they're able to make friends, and friends that will have their back, friends that will support them when they need it. When we have done some of our research and from reading comments on previous videos where we've dived into mental health, we found out that nearly 25% of people would rather spend time talking to friends that they know from games than people they know in real life. And maybe, unfortunately, they've just not met the right people in their life yet. Maybe as they get older, they'll make new friends in their social circles, they'll be able to feel fine in a real life situation. But 25% of people that we spoke to would rather spend time with friends online. And it's something that I fully understand. It's something, there's so many games that you dive into and you play with the same people again and again. Lots of games that aren't even massive multiplayer games like the ones that I mentioned, or, like Call of Duty or Destiny, just small independent games where the player base is much smaller. People find friends. People find ways to open up where they might not be able to open up before. And they're able to, build their confidence through just simple talking. One of my best friends is someone that I met on a video game wrestling, or wrestling video game forum. I've been friends with him for over 15 years now. And, I plan to be friends with him until many years' time. I don't know, when the end of my life is. Hopefully it's many years from now. But video games brought us together and we've stayed friends since. I know plenty of other people who do the same, and I'm terrible at most of the video games I play, but I can find some great people to play with online, and I've had wonderful times playing games with them. And that's just one example of the positive nature of mental health that gaming can do from the social side of it, to help people with anxiety, to help people with, self-esteem issues or something else that they may need to boost that is stopping them from talking to people in real life. Obviously, if this is done in moderation, then it's fine. There are flags that may be raised if you are spending nearly every hour of a day for months on end only playing a game, but then you have to ask yourself, are you in control? If you do feel, actually, there might be another layer to this, reach out to someone, talk to them, try and understand. But there's nothing wrong with playing games. People watch TV all the time and have done, since its invention. People read books all the time, but they're not considered negative things. There's nothing wrong with playing games a lot. Lots of us do it. There's millions of gamers in the world. We all enjoy playing games. But there's more to it than just making friends. There's also then elements of helping people who have depression, or helping people who are extremely stressed, or even in some examples from comments we saw, people with PTSD and anxiety. They found that just playing games like Grand Theft Auto and Fallout 4 would help them almost calm these problems. These aren't games designed to talk about these things. These aren't games designed to do it, but people were able to find solace just from something like this. Another story that we were told in our comments about video games and how they've helped them is how someone turned to Skyrim and found that helping the non-playable characters in the game helped them to find fulfillment in their life at a time when they couldn't find fulfillment in any other way. You know, being able to show that their actions actually meant something, even if this was just in a digital world, helped them realize that actually their actions mean something. That's an incredibly powerful thing, that the only real medium that could do that is video games. There's no other medium where, you know, you'd get to help people in a sort of entertainment way. Video games are the only way that that person could have got that fulfillment, and hopefully, and judging from the way that they sort of worded their comment, it's something that helped them then take that into the real life and become a better person. And that's the thing, so many people can find positives in video games, can find ways to talk to people about. You go to any gaming event or any gaming expo and you'll see thousands of people. I mean, it depends on the size of the expo, obviously. Maybe you'll see hundreds of people, but you'll see people who are all there because they love video games and they want to talk to you about video games. Even if you don't really care about them, they're still very eager to talk to you about them. It's something that unites an entire world. It's something that's so powerful. And you know, it's something that means so much to so many people and has helped so many people through rough times, that seeing negative attacks that are just sort of in there to just try and find a scapegoat for someone being an absolutely terrible person is frustrating. And in the 80s it was horror movies, in the 90s it was nu metal and black metal and all that sort of stuff, and to a degree video games back then. And video games have remained for nearly 2 decades this scapegoat for awful people to do awful things and then be told, oh, it must be because they play video games. But it's not. It may be a contributing factor in the grand scheme of things with everything else that they consume, but the powerfulness of video games isn't helping crappy people become more crappy. It's helping good people find an outlet, helping good people find a way to talk to each other, helping people find a way to de-stress, helping people find a way to just feel something. And that's why video games are so important, because they help you feel something. And you know, I'm basically balling up here because I'm talking about how passionate I feel about them, because these are things that, to a degree, I don't know if I'd be here if it wasn't for video games. You know, I don't know. There's been some awful things that have happened in times for lots of people, not just myself. And you know, the grand scheme of things, I just get a bit depressed sometimes. Video games help drag me out of that, but they help drag out millions of people. And that's why video games mean something for people as a whole. That's why video games and mental health are such an important conversation to have. And obviously, if you are someone who needs to talk to someone, you know, feel free to talk in the comments and we will say what we can, and there'll be lots of links in the description to you to reach out to various charities that may help you. Make sure to talk to your doctors, because all of that helps so much. Like, it's not for everyone, but me going to CBT helped me loads in a way that I didn't even realize at the time I needed it. And it's important that you, at the very least, just try and find someone to talk to. And if you do, if you've watched this, if this has emoted with you in any way, you know, just make sure you don't bottle it up. Make sure you are talking to people. And, you know, just be the best you can be. I've been Brett from GameByte. You've been wonderful. Goodbye.